Page 26, Lullaby. In this unit, Unit 6, they say we're learning about lullabies. Isn't it nice? A lullaby, and they explain it, and you can Google lullabies. They got different names. You call them a berceuse, a cradle song, a lullaby. The idea is they're very gentle. It's something when at the end of the day and you're thinking about going to sleep, this kind of music will do it. It's not like a horror music that's going to wake you up or scare you. It's very gentle. So let's take a look at lullaby. Look it over, it's 2 lines long. They're treble and treble clef. Both stabs are treble clef. So that's one of the reasons I always check the clef signs, just get in the habit of it. 2 sharps in the key signature. We're either in D major or B minor. If we look at the end, we're here. It sounds B minor to me. I'm guessing we're in B minor. Do the scales and arpeggios for both. D major and B minor though. At least 1 octave up and down. You want to get where you can do those without looking at the keyboard. You can feel them. They feel comfortable. And keep them slow too. 4/4 time signature, 1 hand at a time. Again, I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes if I can get it. So they're starting here, and that we can use their fingering at first. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then they want 3rd finger. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do for measure 3, instead of 3, I'm just going to reach down to the 2nd finger. And then I can use thumb on the A sharp. They're both black keys, I can get up here. And then 2nd finger again for the D. And then 3rd finger now for measure 5. It's like it was at the beginning. And then reach down. Yeah, that works. We have to be up in here sometimes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being up in here. It's just people with fat fingers don't fit. And this can get a bit dangerous when you catch your fingers between the keys. Yeah. So I stay out here as much as possible, but I do come in here when I need to. So the only change in the fingering here I did was a measure 3. Instead of a 3rd finger, I use 2nd because I got 3rd finger here. So I'm going to use 2nd there. Otherwise, I'm using their fingering. Left hand, well, left hand, is it here? Actually, it's 4. That's fine. 3, we can do that. 2nd finger there, not thumb. And then 5 on an A sharp. You should know that's an A sharp in the 3rd measure. Measure 5. And then now in measure 7 here, again, if you don't want to be up here, you take these 2 fingers and switch them. So instead of this, it's this. That keeps you out here. So it's here rather than a here. I don't know how big your hands are, but I usually will go 1, 2, just to stay out here. And you can do 4 then on the, if you're using thumb, you can do 4 here because you're there. If you're the thumb, here, then 5 in the last measure. You adjust. Put the hands together and see what we get here. It's here. Then here. Here. So I put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it just a measure or 2 at a time and get rid of any hesitations. Keep it slow, but no hesitations. Once I can do that, I think of the articulation. And normally, a lullaby is quite connected. It's very gentle. You lift up for the phrasing. The right hand, they're giving you phrasing. Lift up. That's how they get away with that fingering. I still want a fingering that lets me connect it if I want to. Let's lift up. Lift up. You have to say no. So I'm lifting up every couple of measures for the phrases in the right hand. In the left hand, these are slurs. And that is a way of interpreting it. But normally I would say connect them. Because remember, in a slur, you connect the notes within the slur, but you don't necessarily lift up before and after a slur. It depends on the music. Normally I would say you connect it. The way they've slurred this left hand in the second line is different than the first line, and I'm wondering why. Well, probably because they're all quarter notes in the second line. They don't have half notes. They're just bringing it. I'm not sure. But you can, if you want, as far as interpreting it, is you can go ahead and lift up between these curved lines in the left hand. You can treat them like phrases. I don't like that at all, especially the second line. When I go from measure 5 to 6, I don't like that jumpiness. I want that all to flow together. So for me, I'm going to connect that left hand all the way through. So in the right hand, I'm going to connect this, but then I'm going to lift up in the right hand for the phrase, but I'm going to connect that. I'm not sure what they're doing here in the right hand. Really? I think I would just put this in two measure phrases. You have to ask the composer for sure what's going on here, but I would put that in two measure phrases. Lift up, lift up, lift up. To me, it's just simpler to put it in two measure phrases. So, lift up, connect. And at the end of the fourth measure, you're here. I'm going to lift, well, I have to, it's a repeated note, and this is a repeated note. I guess you can lift them together here because they're repeated notes, both hands. So, up in the right hand there, measure 6, but I'm going to connect the left end. So I'm lifting up every couple of measures or so for the right hand, and I'm connecting the left hand all the way through. You are welcome to lift up in the left hand just like they're showing, and in the right hand in the third measure, if you want to lift up, you can do that too. Your teacher will tell you what they want you to do, and you do what your teacher tells you to do. But once I have an idea of the articulation, then I add the dynamics. It applies to the melody in the right. This is the right hand. This is very soft. Now the second line, you start to come up a little bit to moderately soft, and then go up. And that dies away on its own. The left hand's left hand, get up a little bit, then go, then die away. And then moderately soft. At the end, that note dies away on its own, and this, softer, softer. And then you hold them both down and let the fermata just bring it out. Now as far as the speed goes, gentle is not a speed, it's a mood. But a lot of times in music, they give you the mood as the speed. If you're in this mood, how fast would you go? I don't know. Well, look in between the lines. You see the P, dolce. Dolce, sweetly. And so between sweetly and gently, you get an idea of the mood of the piece, and that's how you would play it. So think of that. There's a ritardando there, a rit at the last measure. Normally they'd put it in between the stabs, but there isn't room. It's too crowded. Doesn't matter where it is. You slow down here in the left hand. It's my impression of it. You do it as you feel. It's gentle. Just be gentle about it. There are words at the bottom of the page they put in. If you want to sing, you go right ahead. The key word there is you. I ain't singing in these videos. They're hard enough as it is, but you can sing if you want. I don't care. I can't hear you. It's up to you.